The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to Jesus and said to him, "Teacher, we want you to do for us whatever we ask of you." He replied, "What do you wish me to do for you?" They answered him, "Grant that in your glory we may sit one at your right and the other at your left." Jesus said to them, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the cup that I drink, or be baptized with the baptism with which I am baptized?" They said to him, "We can." Jesus said to them, "The cup that I drink, you will drink, and with the baptism with which I am baptized, you will be baptized. But to sit at the right or at my left is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared." When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at James and John. Jesus summoned them and said to them, "You know that those who are recognized as rulers over the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you will be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you will be the slave of all. For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Questions. Why is it that when we give to someone else, maybe to our neighbors, to our friends, to our strangers, it feels so good? Why is it that when we serve another, it gives us a sense of satisfaction and joy to which few things can compare? Giving, after all, is not that easy because it requires time and effort and sacrifice. So, why is it so satisfying? Why does it bring with it such a deep happiness? You know, Father George Smiga shared an inspiring answer to this question, and I will be using his answer. He shared that we receive joy from giving, because when we give, we are like God. Think about it. God is the ultimate giver. All that exists comes from God's gracious and generous gift. Our life, our relationships, our abilities, our very being are the result of divine giving. So if God is the ultimate giver, our role is to receive. And there is a goodness in that because receivers are who we are. We are fully ourselves when we know how to accept from God with thanksgiving and wonder. But here's the point. Every so often, we receivers have a chance to be like God. Every so often, we are given a chance to serve. And it can be as parents when we give our love, our time, and patience to our children. It can be as children when we give ourselves to care for an aging parent. Or it can be as a citizen when we work to bring about more justice in our society. Or it can be a friend when we forgive so that a relationship can continue. So now, this kind of giving is not easy, but it is divine. Giving is what God does. So when we are able to serve, we are able to participate in God's action of creating, of saving, and loving the world. Giving lifts us higher, and it brings us closer to God's action. And that is why it is so satisfying. That is why it feels so good. Now, it is in this understanding that we can approach today's gospel reading. James and John are disciples of Jesus, and they come to him to define their role in his mission. What they ask him is, what will we receive? We want to sit at your right and at your left in your glory. So now, there's nothing wrong in asking Jesus for this. Sitting with Jesus in glory is a good thing, and we believe that James and John are sitting there right now. But note Jesus' response. Jesus says, "You will indeed sit with me in glory, but I can offer you something more. I can offer you to be like God, to serve. If you drink this cup that I drink, if you serve the least among you, then the lives that you will change, the hope that you will revive, the joy that you will instill in others will overshadow whatever seats you receive in the kingdom." Here you see call it mistake of James and John was not that they desired a bad thing. It was that they did not recognize Jesus' call to something greater. They would indeed sit in the kingdom, but they were called to participate in God's action of transforming the world. Their flaw, if you will, was not that they were prideful or selfish. Their flaw was that they did not understand. They did not recognize that following Jesus allowed them to do what God does. And in that action of service, they would find the greatest joy. So again, sisters and brothers in Christ, the gospel for today calls us and challenges us to value opportunities to give. Indeed, our primary stance is to be receivers, to accept from God all that is given with thankfulness. But every so often, we get a chance to serve. And we should never look upon that opportunity as a burden. It is, in fact, an invitation for each one of us to do what God does, or a chance for each one of us to participate in the power and the love that shapes creation, and an opportunity for each one of us to catch a glimpse of joy and the beauty of God. So friends, today is Mission Sunday, and today is our opportunity to once again do what God does. So, help and participate the missionary work of the church worldwide. And may God bless us all.